No wobble? You knew?
I did know.
Those are good things to acknowledge, because when a manifestation matches what you knew you had going on vibrationally and you acknowledge it, it just shores you up. Yeah.
I believe this. And when I look to manifest success, excuse me, and it's not seeming to happen, and I feel okay about it, I sometimes think, well, I sure hope this stuff works.
Yeah. So you move from belief back into hope. That's all right, but let's clean up some terminology there. Because as you understand this law basis, and then you'll say what you just said in slightly different terms. When I'm looking to manifest something, we would say, when I'm allowing the manifestation to be realized by me. Because you're not manifesting, you're creating the environment that allows the manifestation. And there's a distinction, if you can hear that distinction. So it's not like you going out and getting it, because when that's your approach, then you're more aware of the absence of it. And when you're aware of the absence of something you want, there's a big wobble in that, isn't there? So when you think about contrast caused you to create a vibrational version, and that vibrational version is ready for you. If it hasn't manifested, it only means you're not ready for it. We'll say that again. That's worth hearing. What your manifestation is ready for you, but if it hasn't manifested yet, you're not ready for it. So the vibration of your vortex, you know the vortex, we wrote a whole book about the vortex. The vortex is the vibrational reality. It annoys humans. Oh yeah, there's a vibrational reality. I want the money in my bank, not in some vibrational reality. But the vibrational reality is the precursor to what you call reality. So there's a vibrational version of it. So your work is to create here, where your point of attraction is, a climate, an atmosphere, a mood. It's like the scientists with their petri dish. They create the perfect environment in order to grow what they intend to grow in it. You kind of get what we mean by that? So you're creating the environment that allows what's in your vortex to flow easily, non-resisted, non-restricted, non-hindered into your awareness. That's why we want you to accept that emotions are manifestations. And ideas that come to you are manifestations. That means the flow's going. And if you would say, oh good, the flow's going, I'm getting the emotion, I'm getting the thoughts, then the momentum would continue and you would get the full-blown manifestation. But if you say, oh yeah, I got all kinds of ideas, but it never shows up, now you've thrown stuff on the path of least resistance. Did you hear that? That's the clearest that we've ever explained that to you. That, because we're talking about momentum, aren't we? So there's momentum. When you feel good, that's momentum. That means manifestation's on the way. When the emotion is there, that's a manifestation. When the ideas start flowing to you, that's a manifestation. When impulses start occurring to you, that's manifestation. And if you keep that open by not blocking it with your incessant looking to see if it's there yet, it will be there. It must be there. It has to be there. It must be there. It's certain that it will be there. And instead of going from belief to hope to doubt, you'll go from belief to knowing. We want you to know it before it manifests. Don't make it manifest to prove itself to you. It won't. If you need the proof before you believe it, slows everything way down. Oh, in a weak moment it could sneak in for a minute, but it won't last. In other words, sometimes you're off your game and you're not doubting like you usually do. And ideas come and stuff starts happening, and then you say, whoa, this isn't the way my life usually goes. What sort of a weird vortex am I in anyway? Things don't work out for me. Everything comes to a stop. We're a little dramatic, but it's you. It is. It's you.
No, Abraham, it's good that you're funny. I think that's good. So I really get all that, and I'm feeling good. Feeling good, thinking, knowing, I think, that it's all going to happen. And then
that it all is happening. These are key words. It's not going to happen as in hasn't happened. It is happening as in is happening.
Is
Busted.
Happening. Yeah.
But well, this is good, isn't it? Yeah.
Is happening. And then I say, well, maybe I'm being irresponsible.
About what?
Feeling so good about
something
that I haven't seen happen.
Oh yeah, if you've got to face,
then I feel guilty about feeling good about it.
Well, that's if you've got to face reality before you create reality, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's good.
You can face others' realities, but then often that just makes you diminish your own value. They can do it, but I'm not doing it. You don't want to face reality. You are a creator of reality. And we could hear you finding the bugaboos in your own words as they were coming out of your mouth. Because our knowing of who you are and what you want and what you've got going on is so strong that in the vibrational face of that, you can feel the resistance that you're throwing on your own trail. And so you could soothe all of that a little bit by just talking past tense, what I used to do, or I have done, or what I sometimes do, rather than what I always do. But really, if you're having a hard time talking yourself into believing something, focus on things you already believe. Because this is not an exercise in challenging beliefs until they go away. Because you can't challenge a belief and make it go away. Because when you challenge it, it gets more momentum. Ooh, did you hear that? Esther had a dream the other night where she literally wrestled someone to the ground and killed them. Really big person, too. Really big and really annoying. And as soon as that one was disabled, 10 more came forward in her dream, and she said, oh crap, I know how this works. In other words, you just have to find something that doesn't wobble. So you want to talk about something specific? In other words, what is it that you want to create that is not showing itself to you with abundant, quick enough evidence?
Success in my job and getting back to the incredible success I had, which I'm not seeing.
All right, so that's interesting, isn't it? So can you, anybody else relate to that? I remember it better than it is now. That's a little uncomfortable, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So knowing what you now know, and even thinking about what we've just activated here in these few minutes that we've been together, can you explain to us, just sort of in general terms, what you now know you had going on that was at the basis of that success? Can you find any, in other words, did you feel secure?
Yes.
Were you interested in what you were doing?
Yes.
Did you feel an eagerness about it?
Yes.
Do you think you were more solution-oriented or problem-oriented?
Maybe problem-oriented.
Then? Did you believe once you identified something that needed to be done that you could do it?
Yes.
So there was the problems were more like questions that you were looking for answers, mm-hmm. and there was exhilaration in finding the answers. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you just generally felt more secure?
Yes. Yes.
And this is the big question. This is the thing that we really want all of you to consider. It's such an important question, and you can't get the answer wrong, because we'll help you mold it until you feel it the way we want you to feel it. But this is the big question. Was your feeling of security in response to the conditions that you were living, or were the conditions that you were living in response to the security that you were feeling? Because you see, that's the thing about trying to remember things from the past. You weren't sorting it out like that then so much. In other words, do you think your feeling of security back then was because conditions were better? Or do you think that conditions were better because you just felt more secure?
Yes.
Yes, it's an interesting thing. The more you go through life and the more you see the problems of the world, the less secure you become. The more objective you try to be, the more you introduce wobble into your experience and the less secure you become. And that's why you look for the past. Lost youth, lost clarity, lost. And we say, it's not lost, it's just buried under a few layers of resistance that you've got going on. It'll come back when you stop doing that thing that you're doing that covers it all up. In the early days, we used to offer an analogy. It's like you're walking down this pathway and you're spewing, you don't mean to, but you're spewing this inky mist. So everywhere you go, there's this red inky mist in your way. And you keep wanting to get out into the clear air, but everywhere you go, there's no clear air. It's just this inky mist. And we say, if you'd stop spewing it, it would dissipate, and pretty soon you'll be out in the clear air. See? And so that's what we're talking about here a little bit. That you are not less now than you were then. You are more than. You are much more now than you were then. Your vortex is much more dynamic. There is much more success queued up for you than you've ever lived before. This is the biggest and the best vortex that you've ever had going on. There's a question about why you might have more resistance, but that's easy to answer today, isn't it? You got more resistance because you've been weighing the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses. So you've been letting your wobble start and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and now you're saying, I can't control the way I feel. And we say, yes, you can. Just start on subjects where there's not much wobble and show yourself. You can clean every subject up by starting with a wobble-free topic and staying there until thoughts about things that have been troubling you will begin to occur to you in your wobble-free zone and take you to new places, new emotions. That security will return to you. It is certain, you see.
Good.
But you got to catch it when it's slower and easier. You can't wait until you're not sleeping at night and then process your way out of it. Mm-hmm. You got to catch it at the earlier stages. That's really interesting and good. You got that, didn't you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very, very much.
Yeah, really good.